Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Chalisa Aaliyah, of course, and this is our From Baddies to Saved podcast, episode 11. So, today we are talking about keeping faith at the workplace. This, guys, is real important for me because I have been tested. I believe I am being tested so hard right now because there is so many moments that have risen recently for me that has made me want to cuss somebody out. I've had to put my cussings aside. I've had to put all that might and power I have within me to cast somebody aside and just handle things how Jesus would. Because girls, guys, whoever you is, it's been a time. Let's get into it. So, recently, your girl got a new position, which I'm highly favored and grateful and thankful with gratitude upon gratitude for. This is not in any way complaint, but it's just so crazy to me how new things can cause old patterns to arise or old situations to come forth. But I understand it has to happen so that I can handle situations better and to be the bigger person in every situation. I must never ever match energy and bring myself down to somebody else's level. So I understand the purpose, I understand the reason, I understand the lessons, I understand the character building. It's giving character building in progress. Literally, that's what this is. So I understand it and I'm okay with it. That's why I'm okay with it, because I know this is what God wants me to do. He wants me to overcome situations like this. He wants me to handle things better with all that He's given me, all that He's taught me. Because before, I did it my way. Now I'm doing it with Him. So I understand it has to happen for me to have success, have the ability to overcome things in life. So fully understand you, Lord. Thank you. I have been put in a position of authority, and it's not normal for me to be in that position. I'm used to, listening to a lead person and just going with the flow. I'm talking about being a teacher. If you're confused with what I'm saying, I'm talking about being a teacher. I'm used to being a TA that just listens to the lead, and now I am the lead with somebody else. We share the lead role, and there is no TA right now. It's been a lot. I prayed and I asked for God to change my situation, to not let me be a follower anymore and to lead. So I'm grateful and thankful, highly thankful, because what God gives you can take away. So I understand. I'm not complaining. I just want you to know how things have been for me and where I came from position wise. I am a social, emotional, mental health teacher, and this means that I have a room full of children that have complex needs, have mental health issues and stressful situations going on. I can't speak too much because I'm not here to share anyone's personal information. I don't want to lose my job. So that's what I'm trying to say. Some children are diagnosed, some children are not, and some children are just going through really hard times at home. I say that to say that my room is quite hectic. It's quite overwhelming for people that do not have the ability to cope with that, to cope with noise, to cope with disagreements, to cope with outbursts, to cope with being hit, targeted negatively, to be challenged constantly with everything you say. Everything is a challenge. Everything is challenged. Nothing is just I say, they do. Never. Not in my room. So people have to want to do this work. They have to have faith, have good practice in their heart and souls already in order to give that patience, give that obedience to the child, as in to see it through and not to give up on them because they didn't listen to you the first, fourth, fifth, 100th time. You have to progress and push through all of that and break down those barriers that they have up. Eventually it will come down, and eventually they will hear you, and eventually they change, and that's what I'm there for. I'm literally sowing seeds and planting them and watering them. I am seeing my beautiful trees grow and blossom and bear fruit. That is what I'm doing as a teacher. So it's a beautiful job. I love it. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. It is amazing. I am proud of myself. Honestly, I am proud of myself because I've done so many things I didn't think I was capable of doing. I've handled so many hectic situations in a really good way that I didn't think I was capable of doing without cracking under pressure. But I'm a diamond clearly because I didn't crack. So it's been testing because my team, as in, I know I always itch my neck when I'm talking, sorry. My team, as in the external colleagues in my job, not the ones that I work hand in hand with in my room, they have been extremely challenging. I have had people be like, oh, you work in that room, good luck, or oh, how's it going today? And then if I say it's good because I don't want to talk about it, they're like, oh, and then they ask my colleague, and then they would come back and be like, oh yeah, because if you said it was good I wouldn't believe you, like make a digs at me. And I'll just be like, you're too inner, like you're not in my room, so why do you need an update of what we're doing, what we're going through, what the biggest incident was of the day? Like, why are you here to gossip? I don't understand it. And obviously God is testing me. These people are testing me because I'm holding my faith, and like I said, I've had to bite my tongue and not talk. And instead I've taken upon myself to just report it, because I'm not being spoken to like this. I'm not being made to feel a weird way. You know, I'm having people bicker literally and chatter about me and my colleague in our room. They're watching everything we do and they're reporting it to each other, and then they're talking about it, and then when we're coming down corridors they're silent. Like, I ain't got time for that. I didn't sign up for Mean Girls. I didn't sign up for that, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I had to report it to the head teacher that I, give feedback to of my day, and he helps me with any situation that I need, really. And I had to have a meeting with him, with my colleague, and let them know that, look, I'm happy and willing to do my work, but I'm not going to deal with the extra stuff, like sort it out. And ever since we did that, I've had fake hellos, fake conversations, because I did complain that I would say good morning to a room of people and nobody would say anything to me. Like, I would be aired, crickets, literally. And I did complain about that because I was like, how am I new here and I'm not even welcome? Like, what is this? And on top of that, my job is like a really tough one. So imagine I'm being ignored by people that could potentially help me at some point. But how can I ask you for help if you don't even want to say good morning? Like, what? So I've had to really overcome my need to externalize every emotion and feeling and just bottle it up, and God has helped me to be open and just express myself and speak up for my rights and speak up for what is not comfortable to me, what is not, right. Like, literally, it's not right to be treated that way. I'm new and you're moaning about things, you're like, oh, I can't wait till summer holidays and da-da-da-da-da. Like, people are just complaining in their job, and it's just like, you are the reason why I am here, because you can't have a job just to get paid. You need a job with a purpose, and if it's not your purpose to serve children, to help children, to uplift and build them, don't work in a school, please. Just don't do it, because you're bringing children down. You're causing them to react and become disrespectful, really and truly, because you're not there with the right purpose. You're not there to really help them. You're just there for a paycheck, and it's really evident when you're there for that, because you'll hear how people talk. I already mentioned that I'm very observant, and I don't speak much because I'm watching and listening and taking it all in to know who you are as a person, so that I can know how to move with you. And I've done that, and the fact that people can see me on my first day or second day in, never worked there before, just 2 days in, and you're just complaining about how much you just want to go home and have a break from this job. It's just like, that's what you do with your long-term colleagues, because they have an agreement with you, they understand, and they can banter that with you, even if they don't mean it to the full extent. but me, I'm new. Like, you should be holding up like an image. You should be proud of your position. You should be promoting it to me. You should make me want to stay. You're saying everything that makes me be like, oh, is it that bad? Is it, you're giving that. And I don't think those people are very aware of it. And that's their fault, not mine. I can't do really anything about that part, but it's the fact that I'm dealing with that. And then, I don't know, I just feel like I'm being challenged to gossip and go into gossip, and it's just like, no. And I've gone to like staff rooms, and people are talking about other people's traumas and just downgrading things that people go through, and then talking about, oh yeah, when I spoke to this child, that child said something religious to me, and I was just like, what? And I'm just sitting there like, little do you know, I'm a follower of Christ. I am full of faith, I believe, and you're here belittling someone because their response was godly. It's real difficult to hold your faith in situations like this, because so many times I just want to speak up and say what I want to say, just fresh off the dome, but I know it will be rude, so I hold my tongue and I just like move differently with people, because I don't have time for fakeness. I don't want to talk to anyone that's fake. I don't want to engage with anyone that's a leech and just like here to gain from you and just have bad intentions for you, that kind of thing. Because like I said, me reporting things has caused a bit of a commotion with me and my colleague. Like, we have had backlash from it. People think we're just like telltales, that everything they do we're going to report, but it's not that. It was targeted at us, right? You're talking about us in front of us, you're acting like you're not by going silent, you're not saying hello, you're being disrespectful, you're talking about what we're doing in our room in front of us as if we don't exist. It had to be said, because I'm not here for that. Like, I'm not. And my room is my room, me and one other person. It's not your room, so you don't need to worry about what's going on in there. Why are we the talk of the school? Like, literally, we became the talk of the school. So yeah, God is doing stuff, and he's really moving me, and he's really promoting me, and he's really working on me through this school, because there's too much things that have gone on that I would normally not talk about. I would not even do anything about it. I would just be like, that's how they are, make excuses for their actions, when really, no. People need to hold accountability, because the moment I spoke up, now you're scared to talk in front of me. Now you're holding your mouth. Now you're saying hello. So do what you need to do. Like, do you know what I mean? Now you're not as openly complaining about your job, because I told him that. I was like, you got people complaining about their job. I just started here. Like, how do you expect me to want to be here if they complain about their job? Like, it's not giving, this is the place to work. Feel free to comment and let me know if you think that was wrong of me, if you think I should have never opened my mouth and said anything, and if I should have kept it pushing, if that's a boundary I've crossed. Let me know how you feel about that, because everyone has a different way of doing things, but when it affects you, you gotta do something about it. It's not just someone bickering and talking on a random. That's fine. Like, I can hear people say those things and it don't bother me. So I wasn't telltaling. It was more like, you're doing this and you're complaining about me and my room, and you're like in my business. On top of that, you're just complaining about work. So I just had to give it to them as a whole. Had to give him the whole apple, just eat the whole thing, because I couldn't just be like, oh, they're talking about me. No, I had to tell them everything, because what you're not going to do is let me as a new person be uncomfortable and be made to feel like my room's going to fail because you failed it before me. Like, no, maybe you just can't do this job because you're not qualified. I am qualified, so I will do it. And that's what drives me every day, to really do my best, make a difference, really transform this room, because unfortunately my classroom is a classroom that everyone has failed in. Like, nobody before me and my colleague has ever been able to succeed in this room. Like, the children rule them. They can't settle anybody. They can't even accomplish normal activities like painting or arts and crafts, or even just reading them a story. They won't stay. They just leave the room. They just cuss you and fight and trash things. Like, that's what it's been, and that's why these people have been driven out of the room, and they've had to promote me and this other lady that I work with. But yeah, just me and her working against all these people that failed it and want to see it fail. And they just, like, let me give you an example of why I'm saying I'm being tested. Because I started this job the same week of my birthday. Thanks to God. Like, look at God, honestly, please look at him. I started this new job the same week of my birthday. Like I said, when I got there, it's been a challenge from the get-go. People talking madness and putting down the position before I even accepted the position. Like, I was on my trial day and they're trying to make me not take the position, because giving me all these horror stories of things that have happened and people that have tried and left and failed, whatever. And 2 days before my birthday, and a lady approached me and she was like, oh, on Thursdays we do this, so I'm gonna need to borrow your room. And I said to her politely, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to talk to my colleague because I won't be here that day. She was like, oh, you're leaving already? Do you see that? Like, I had to woosah, because what do you mean? Who are you talking to? God had to buckle me back down, because I was like, what? She's trying to patronize me. No. That's why I had to report things, okay? I reported things, because you're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to run little jokes on me. No, we're not doing that. I'm not a little fish. I am the fish. I am the big fish. I am the sea. I'm everything. Okay? Because God is within me, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, little comments like that, I had to tell her, no, I'm not here because it's my birthday. I don't work on my birthday. She's like, oh, like, who needed your little comment, you rude woman? Sorry, take it back. She's not rude, forgive me. Honestly, things like that, I was just like, no, you can't talk to me like that. Sorry, I'm not a child. And then on top of that, like, they just assume that you're bare young because you look like this. And it's just like, no. I had to tell the woman, I've been working in this position for how many years? She was like, what? How old are you? I told her I'm 30. She was like, no way, I thought you were like 19, 20. I was like, well, I'm not. So you thought you could talk to me in specific ways, talk to me anyhow, tell me what to do, or give me your unsolicited advice, all because you thought I was young. Do you see how work is just like it's a messy place to be. It's a messy place to be, but you have to hold your faith, you have to continue, and you have to hold your principles and your values close to your heart and practice them every time you're faced with a challenge or something that would make you act differently. That's what I'm learning, because honestly, having faith at work is so hard. It's so hard because people they just really don't care about other people, about speaking about certain things and not being mindful that somebody else might be going through that, and you're just talking about it in a like bantery way when really that could be someone's reality. Like, it's just a weird place to be. I don't know if it's just teaching. I don't know if this happens everywhere. I'm not sure. But for me, being faith driven is so hard, because it's like, I wear my cross every day, so you should know I have faith, right? I don't know, it just feels like people be forgetful and they just say a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, I'm side-eyeing you, because you shouldn't be talking like that, you shouldn't be acting like that, you need to remain professional at all times, like, you know what I mean? And it's so funny because recently, as in a few days ago, I remember specifically saying hello to this guy at work, right? And he aired me, he blanked me, he walked past me, he looked in my face, so I know he knows that I said hello, and he blanked me. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna hold a grudge, but I'm gonna remember that you did that, so if I ever need to talk to you, I'm gonna remember that you blanked me. It became sunny days and I wore a dress. I was appropriate, but you know, the dress was giving body in some areas that I can't prevent from, you know, the clothing sticking to. Like, it was loose everywhere else but the butt. I was aware of it, because there was like an older child in my classroom and he was kind of watching me a lot that day, and I was thinking, at your little age, well, he's in year 6, so he's getting old, but I didn't think that they start to like notice your body at that age. I'm not a boy, so I don't know how it works, but I didn't think he would, right? But he kept like preying me a lot that day, and I was thinking, yeah, you're making me uncomfortable. Like, you're really making me uncomfortable, because you're not going to say it with your mouth, but your actions are showing me that you're just watching my body, and it's just like, and he's the type of child that wants me to play football with him. So imagine me with my juku running after a ball, and you're just preying me from behind. Like, it was giving, not today, sir, not today. Strictly back against the wall, nobody behind me, because I was being checked out by children. I was like, yuck. So anyway, I say this to say, because I'm losing train of thoughts, that this guy that blanked me previously was now all smiley and talking to me, to the point where he sent 2 children over to me to ask me a question. Like, he's like, ask miss, now I'm a miss, now I'm seen, now you can see me. Like, what happened before to your eyes when you looked me in my face when I said good morning and you said nothing? Sorry, God, if this is a complaint session, I'm sorry, but like, I don't like things like that. I'm not fake. I think that's the problem. I'm not fake. Like, if I don't like you, you will know I don't like you. If I like you, you will know that I like you. If I don't talk to you at all, there's a chance that I don't look at you, like I've not seen you, I've not noticed you, you haven't said anything to me, you haven't approached me, you haven't interacted with me. So that's why I'm silent. I'm not going to just talk to people to talk to them unless I need to ask a question, or, do you know what I mean? Like, something needs to make sense. I don't just go around talking to people. I mean, as I've been on my faith journey, I have been encountering a lot of people that just naturally speak to me now, and I'm actually happy for that, because it makes me feel good, you know. It makes me feel good. Like, a girl stopped me on that same day that I wore this dress, and she was like, girl, you, everything you're doing right now, your whole image, everything. She was like, yes, you did that, yes, like, you go, girl. And I was just like, God bless you, because I was listening to my music, I was rushing to work, and she was like waving me down, and I was like, hi. She was like, you look good, girl. Like, yes, everything, yes. And then even later on that same day, someone in their car was like, Jesus loves you, and I was like, I know, thank you. Like, it's been really beautiful. Like, when you are of Christ, like, you just open yourself to such good people. Even people you don't know, you just walk past them, they say hello to you, you know, they smile at you. It's so nice. I love it. Rather than miserable faces all the time, or girls that won't even compliment you because you're another black girl and they have a problem with complimenting other black girls. And it's just like, no, I tell girls they're beautiful, I tell girls they're pretty, I tell girls, look how you're fit. Yes, like, I do that. So to be receiving that too makes me so happy. Like, I'm so proud. Like, sorry, I'm shy. But it's just like, wow, look what God does for you. Look how he aligns you with other godly people. Because it can only be godly people that want to talk to you like that. Like, they can only be them because you have the same energy source and they can feel it, and that's why they're invited to speak to you. So I'm so grateful, I'm thankful for that. But this guy at work, very strange. He sent children to talk to me instead of talking to me personally. Then later on, he came to my room, like my classroom, and was handing me a desk. But he politely knocked the door when normally he just storms in my room. It's okay. I mean, if people are noticing the glory that is upon me, no problem. I will take the odd behavior and I will take the challenges, because I know that God will not put me in a position that I can't handle. He will not dish me anything I can't overcome. So no matter what I go through at this place, no matter what people have to say, it's not going to break my character, and I'm not going to stoop down to their level and meet them with what they're dishing me. Like, I'm not going to dish it back. I'm just going to be the bigger person, walk away from it, or just take it to the next level and just report that, because it's not mine to go back and forth about, because like I said, the lady tried have a sit down with me and be like, oh, so I've been working here for this amount of years and nobody's ever called me to the office. This is the first time I've had to get called to the office. Like, can I just know what exactly did I do to you? I was like, what do you mean, what did you do to me? I said hello to you, you ignored me, and I was washing my cups and plates for my room, and you emptied your remainings of coffee on my washing up that day. And on top of that, you're giving me patronizing good luck, oh bless you, you're giving me things like that, and then you're turning your back on me and asking another colleague about my room and saying, oh, I noticed that whoever works in that room is doing this and this in front of me, and I work in there. Like, that's what you did. And she was so defensive. Like, we almost argued, but I had to call God. I called God to handle my situation because she was getting irate, and I let her speak completely. And then I said, okay, let me speak. As I spoke, she's butting in, cutting through, and I was like, listen, I let you speak, let me speak. Like, I had to really be assertive. This is what I'm saying. God is really working on me, because I never used to do that. I used to be a mouse. I used to be so quiet. I used to let people run over me. Like, why am I emotional right now? Sorry. I'm so emotional right now because, like, something so little means so much to me. Like, imagine, I never had the ability to stand up for myself. I always let people overwhelm me, and just, like, control every situation in my life. And to know that I'm in a better position job-wise, and I'm faced with challenges that I'm able to address and handle for myself. Like, God, really. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. Let me stop this a minute. Sorry about that. I just had a cry because I'm just grateful, I'm grateful and thankful that God has really worked on me, and He's really noticed all the failures and all the weaknesses that I was bearing in my soul that didn't belong to me, and He's really replaced them with strength, with courage, with the ability to have a voice and use it wisely. Like, He's really used me as a vessel for greatness, and it's just miniature things that I'm doing right now, but I know more doors, more opportunities are going to open, and I'm going to do great things now that I have a voice, and it's sturdy. Like, it's literally my voice now. Like, it's not owned by other people, it's not dictated by nobody else other than myself and God, right? And I'm just grateful for that, because I didn't have that for so many years of my life, and it just feels good. That's why I had a cry. It felt good, because I don't think I've had a moment to sit down and really embrace that change and be grateful and thankful, because honestly, it's so hard to explain what it's like to just only do what other people want you to do and not speak up for yourself because you feel like you can't, you feel like you're weak and you don't have the ability to. And now that I know my power, now that I know my strength, I can do it freely and openly and not worry about what happens next, because I have God leading me. Do you know what I mean? And before, it's like I would want to, but I can't, because there was nobody telling me I can. So I think I'm going to end it here, because that kind of took me by surprise. Crying just took me by surprise, because wow, God is beautiful, God is amazing, God is great all the time and every time. He is literally my best friend, my love, my everything. Without him, I wouldn't even be here. Without him, I wouldn't have a podcast, because I wouldn't have a voice to talk. I would be quiet like I've always been. And all glory to him, honestly. And I just wish for anybody that is on their faith journey, having struggles or tests at work, just remember what he's promised you, and remember what he's taught you. Remember everything he has placed upon your life, and don't fall for the traps that they may put out for you to fall into, to lose that job, to lose that position, to overreact or step out of character. Just make sure you have the ability to reel it back in and settle your emotions, settle your feelings, have a quick conversation in your head with God. If you're not around people, speak it out loud. Do what you have to do to re-regulate yourself back to how you want to be, how you want to be seen, how you want to be treated, really and truly. Like, just talk goodness back to yourself and ask God to strengthen you, ask God to guide and protect and overcome anything that's happening around you, so that you're able to continue on with your day with glory and grace and in a good way that you're happy with, not one that you regret later on because you fell for the fire that they're lighting up against you to fail, basically. So thank you everybody for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. If you would like to share your story, please email me your story. The email will be on the screen. If you're listening by audio, the email will be on my Spotify page. Please look out for that, or my social media platforms. I'll have the email in the bio so that you can share your story. Thank you so much for listening, and that is all for today.